it's me and I'm back for another long overdue video. So this video I'm going to be doing my brows. I got a request to show how I do my brows. This is super long overdue because I was asked a long time ago, back when I actually posted my first video. So now that I have time, or I'm making time to do this, you're gonna get it. So before we start, I'm just gonna kind of go over the products that I actually use. So I like Beauty Bakerie's pomade, and I get the color in dark brown brownies. I like it because I like the consistency of it. It doesn't always look like I can control how dark or how light my brows are. And to me, using an angled brush, for those who don't know, angled brush gives me a more hair-like strokes when I'm filling them in. So this is what I like to use. And the funny fact is, before I even started using pomades, or everybody was still on like Anastasia Beverly Hills, I was using eyeshadow, dark brown eyeshadow, because to me I felt like it looked more natural than using a pencil. And then back when people were using mascara, I was still using eyeshadow. So it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I actually started using this pomade and fell in love. And I actually haven't had to refill since then. I probably should refill. 2 years, a year, one of those. But needless to say, I love it. So I'm going to use this to fill them in. I don't really do the whole sculpting of my brows, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to do it because someone else asked me to do that too. So I use the Born This Way concealer, and I'm the shade Maple. And I always think it's best to get a concealer that's, one, really close to your skin tone, so that way you can do things like this and your eyebrows don't look so bright. And I know other people use a spoolie, but I just use a toothbrush that I never really use on my teeth anyway. I just had it for some reason, and one day I needed to brush out my eyebrows, and I picked it up and used it, and I've been using it ever since. So I've been using toothbrushes for years. I never use like the little spoolie thing. Nothing against it. The spoolie thing does work, but just always use toothbrush. Yeah, so let's get started. So hopefully with editing, I'm able to like zoom in so you can see my brows, because I don't know how close I can get so that you can actually see them. And excuse like the puffiness, I actually just tweezed my eyebrows. The best foundation for like a bomb fill-in is the already arched brow. So for me, I do my eyelashes with my eyebrows myself. So I razor the top just to clean up the top, and then I tweeze the bottom. It just works for me. That's what I do. I'm also a licensed cosmetologist, so those things I can do for myself without messing up my eyebrows. And I've been doing this since high school, I think. So, yeah. So again, the best foundation is to start off with an already clean eyebrow. No like stray hairs, everything cleaned up, so that way when you're filling it in, you're really filling in just what needs to be there. And you don't really have to conceal. Fun fact, you don't have to conceal your eyebrows after you fill them in if you already have a clean foundation. Granted, there are a lot of times when there isn't a clean foundation there, like earlier today and for the past couple of weeks, I hadn't did anything to my eyebrows. I'm really wolfing it. But you want to start off with a good foundation if you want a really good beat. And when you do it, I know like a lot of people, when they do these videos, they go straight into just filling it in and telling you how to fill in. Something that you want to know is that your eyebrow, there's a length that it shouldn't go past. So the inside of your eyebrow should not go past your nose, and the outside should not go past the triangle version of your nose. So these are your points, and then your high point should be here, the length should be there, the start should be there. Any point you go past that, that's when it starts to look unnatural, because the natural eyebrow grows that way. So you want to make sure you keep those 3 points in mind when you're filling them in. So how I do it is I get a little bit on my brush, not a whole lot, and I'm gonna do this brow first. So what I'll do is, see if I can do it without. We're gonna try this. It's really hard recording stuff like this because I'm normally like real close in the mirror when I do it. So I draw my top first. And I'm a filler inner. I don't make new eyebrows. My eyebrows are already thick. I like thick eyebrows, so I fill them in. I'm not going for no check marks or marker scratches across my forehead. So I'm just filling them in. So I go from the top and then I just keep filling them into the bottom. And I like more of an ombre eyebrow. So from like here to here is darker than it would be throughout here, because naturally that's how my eyebrows are. They're thinner here and then darker throughout there. So I just go trace the outside line of my natural eyebrow and then I fill it in. So for the bottom, most people just go and they draw like a harsh line all the way across the bottom of their eyebrow. I don't like that, because to me that gives me more of like that I just painted across my forehead look. So I see where my natural base is, right? Which is like right here. And I just do fast upward strokes. So that way it darkens my eyebrow, but then it also creates its own baseline that looks more like hair strokes instead of just a blunt line going straight across the bottom. And I repeat those like stroke ups throughout here where I want it to be lighter, because again I just want it to look like natural hair strokes. I don't want it to be like a super bold eyebrow that wasn't mine to begin with. And then for the tail of my brow, that's where I would draw the line. And that's the shape that I want. So then I just go in and clean up any imperfections. And this is where my toothbrush come in. And that will be one brow. So as you can see, there really isn't too much of a difference from this brow to this brow. It's just this brow is a lot darker than this brow, and that's typically what I go for. Like I said, I don't make a whole new shape. I don't like dumb thick eyebrows. Want my eyebrows to look natural. My whole image of myself period is I want to look natural. So this to me is a natural fill, and most people don't know that I fill my eyebrows in, to be honest. So this will be my natural, and this is my filled in. And I like it a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward doing this part, since you already get the gist of how I do them. that's pretty much how I do them. And like I said, I go for the more natural filled in look. And because I'm bald headed now, I really gotta fill in my eyebrows because I be looking like a boy for real. So I just fill them in, and that's pretty much it. I normally stop here. I don't really do the whole highlight my brow underneath it and stuff afterwards. That just isn't my look. But for the sake of the video, for those who do it or are interested in doing it, so I'm just cleaning off my brush because I need another angled brush. Since I really don't do this, like I never highlight the bottom of my brow, I don't have a need for multiple angled brushes. So when you fill them in, well, highlight the bottom of them. Whole time it'll be funny if I do this and then end up loving it, and next thing you know, I'm always filling them while highlighting the bottom of my eyebrows. Hilarious. Again, it's best to use an angled brush for this part too, because you want to precise. And then you want to take like a wet beauty blender. And there you go. Fully sculpted, not sculpted, but filled in. So you have a point of comparison. To me personally, they don't look too different because I make it look like my natural brow. So because it already looks like my natural brow, I don't really have to go in and do this part. Like, it looks the same. And it's a preference thing. You can use the same color as your skin. Some people use colors like their highlighting color for it. So, I mean, you can use that too. It's up to you. There really isn't too many right or wrong ways to do makeup. Makeup is just makeup. The goal is to have the best finishing look. How you get there is different because everybody does everything differently. So I would just say practice around with it, but this is my technique. I find this to be a lot easier and not so time consuming. I pretty much can do this in like 10-15 minutes if I needed to. However, the more time you take on your brows, the better it looks. Like, for example, it took me a full probably 15 minutes to do this video with me actually filling them in, but the more time I take on them, the better they look in the morning. So those days when I'm rushing, they look a little weird, but other than that, that's pretty much it. I like them. Will I continue to sculpt my eyebrows? Probably not. I feel like it's a very unnecessary step. But does it look cleaner? Yeah, but I'm cool with how this looks. But yeah, so this is the end of this video. I'm not gonna hold you. If you like it, thumbs it up, subscribe, and if you want to see more videos like this, just let me know. Drop it in the comments below. And until next time, bye guys.